Hello, it's Nikki. Welcome to my channel. Glad to have you back if you visited before. This is the start of my update for November. It's November the 12th today, and yesterday I finished off page 30 of Eternal Promise. It's Heaven and Earth Designs chart. Artist is Matt Stewart. You can't see much because it's all rolled up now. Arwen and Aragorn in the Forest of Rivendell. And, it's being stitched on 25 count magic guide, and I'm stitching 1/1 with DMC thread. So this month we had a bit of the forest floor now, into the trees. Finished off her hair, which is nice to be at the end of that, but it does mean now that it's all clothes, and all this all over here will be clothes until we get to the forest the other side. So cloaks and robes mostly coming up. So it said this was page 30. There's 33 more pages left to stitch, but I've hit the milestone in that when I checked I was 51.77% complete with the number of stitches that I've done. So in terms of how much there is to stitch, I've just ticked over that halfway point. In terms of pages, I've got a couple more pages to go, but the last row of pages are quite small, and that's what sends the stitch count the other way. So there we are. That's it. I finished it nice and early in the month. The page did stitch really quickly, especially compared to the previous page. And this border takes so much longer than you'd think. But I also spent the first weekend totally focused on this, which is something that I might do going forward, just because I like to get the page done and dusted, and then until the last 7 days of the month start I can work on another project. So tonight, once this is done, once dinner's done, then I am going to be moving on to Trick or Treat. And I've got not quite full 2 weeks on it. I swap over at the weekend, but almost 2 weeks, and one of those weeks is break from work week. So I will have a lot more time, but again I'll be flipping around different projects like I did last month. So there we go. Another page done. Next page is going to be the last page of this year. So, there we go. I'll see you later. Bye bye. Hello, it is Friday the 23rd of November, and I've had the week off work, using up holiday before the end of the year. Well, I can't really take any time over Christmas. Other people are off, so I have a few days beforehand, but using it up now. So, like my last holiday, I have spent my mornings working on Moon Sweet Moon from Passion Wycombe. And when I started this, had the top wing done and her face was done, and these bits already done. So I spent 5 mornings putting in this arm. Now this comes down to the bottom of the page, so it's a good stopping point. So I finished her arm. I had some of the scarf done, so I completed more of the scarf. Oops, wobbling a bit. Done her hair here, and put in this bit of a wing, bottom wing that pokes through her hair. Can't really see it in this light, and you can't see how much sparkle there is. There, you might be able to see on that. there's loads of petite treasure braids and one colour of Chronics in the scarf. And despite its name, it hasn't made me cry yet. It's not so bad. Petite treasure braid is my favourite though. It's a much friendlier metallic to work with, and luckily most of it is the petite treasure braid. So, there we have it. I've almost finished this page here. There's a star to go in and a couple of sparkly doodads. And then I would have finished the stitching on that page. There's loads of beads. All these gaps in her arms are for beads. So kind of, that's a page. This is half a page. I'm going to work it along with the other page and get her body all done in one. With of course a lot more sparkly thread. So she's going to appear in my plans at some point next year. I don't think I'll get any time to work on her this year because of other things already planned. I think this afternoon I might spend a bit of time planning. I want to have a think about how I'm going to work next year. I've got a lot to show you actually, so that's this for now, and I'll be back shortly. Bye for now. Hello, back again. It's still the 23rd, but I have just finished this. It is the second part of part 2 of the Summer Schoolhouse series by With Thy Needle and Thread, and it is stitched 1/1 on 28 count Lugana. So tiny stitches. Do a little close up of the man. And birds. And bees that you can barely see. There's one on his jacket. Ooh, massive finger. And two flying over the beehive. Oops. And border. And grass. And that's done. And then there's a massive gap. I really could have worked better to space these together. I did this one last month. So basically I'm working on these and I'm spending an hour working on them every weekend day. During my time off work I was also working on them an hour at lunchtime. So I managed to get them both done in these last 2 months. And look at that. Massive. I could fit another one in there. Anyway, the idea is these are meant to be split up and made into individual pillows. But it would have been easier working on the Q-snap if I'd given myself a little bit more space at the side. Oh well. So, these will be put with part 1 until I've finished parts 3 and 4 and I'm ready to make them up into little pillows. They're so sweet though. They are lovely. I love them. Anyway, next up, trick or treat this month. I went back into working in pages. It was just, the file size for the PDF was huge. And I like page finishes, so I might switch back to pages for just B as well. I like page finishes. They feel you've achieved something. I've achieved something. Yay, page finish. Put a pound in the piggy bank, which I do after finishes. Page finishes, pound in the piggy bank, and then at the end of the year, count up to see how much money you've got. I'm looking forward to December. The idea is it makes a good head start for things like framing. But I never use it for framing. I just use it to buy more stuff. It's a good way to save, to then go and spend it all at one of the shows. I might go to another show this year. Next year. I don't know. Trains are going to be weird next year, where I am. So, might not be so easy to get to London. I don't want to go by coach. It takes too long. Anyway. Trick or treat. We've got a bat. Hang on, let me zoom in on the bat. There's a bat flying in the sky. It's not another leaf. It is a bat. There is... What's a collective noun for bats? There's a lot of bats flying in the sky. I'm going to find out what collective noun is for bats next time. There we go. I'm not working on this next month, but next time it's out. Because next time it's out, I'm going to get page 2 finished and then I'm going to get on to page 3. And there will not be so many twigs. There will not be so many leaves. There will be just that little bit less confetti. I love it. Oh, it's like, do a bit of this stitch. Colour. Finish that one off. Do another colour. And there's not even like lots of runs of colour because I've only just got down to the bottom, so the colours don't run because these leaves going across, so I can't like run the blue down. So, but it looks great. I like it. The bat's nice. There's not really going to be any detail for it. I did one of those gritty overlay things so you can see what bit you get to on what page. But I haven't got it printed out. I just look at it every so often on my PC. That's how I know this bat's next. And then I think it's page 4 before I get the roof of the turret of the house. I'm looking forward to getting to that bit because I stitched some house. That's a while away. So this also is stitched, on 28 count 1/1. This is 28 count easy count from Wycombe, and it's nice to be able to just have a grid there, just to, it's more double check where I'm counting from, because if I like count from, when I'm stitching, I count from the stitches. So if I count from this black bit here and count down so many and over so many, even counting down 3 and over 2 sometimes is a problem. But then I can also see where that is in that grid and just double check that against the pattern to make sure that everything's in the right place. Even with a grid, sometimes things will be in the wrong place, and that gets very annoying when you have to, zoom out, when you have to work out where it is you went wrong. And because I'm counting from the stitch and not from the grid, sometimes things are wrong. Sometimes I can swear blind that something is wrong. This is in the wrong place. And then I look at it again and it wasn't. I mean, how can that happen? How can I be so sure that stitch is in the wrong place? It's not lining up properly. Oh yes, that is where it is. Who'd have thought counting could be so difficult? Or reading patterns. Anyway, trick or treat. This is it for now because tomorrow marks the first day of the last week of the month, last 7 days of the month. So I am switching over to story time. And yeah, last week of the month. Soon be December. Tomorrow it's a month till Christmas Eve. It's brilliant. I can't wait. I love Christmas. Actually, I like the way that everyone's quite happy a lot of the time. It's nice. I can't get into work between Christmas and New Year though. I don't mind it because everything's really quiet and easy to get on with, but some people moan. There we are. Anyway, I am waffling now. I am going to stop recording this and be back soon with another update. I've actually got some framing that I've been also done on my holiday. I've had a massive framing effort. I really shouldn't leave it till I've got so much to do. But yeah, I've got some things to show you. I was hoping for some better light, but the weather's dreadful. I haven't seen the sun for ages. And yeah, so I'll come back when I've got those. Well, they're done. I just need to film them. See you again soon. Bye bye. Hello, it's the 1st of December and I'm just doing the last bits of catch up recording stuff I should have done yesterday. I was going to do it yesterday and then I didn't. And so where I got to at the end of November, so I can get started now and do some stitching in December. That time of year already. So try and remember where I'd got to at the end of October, and I'd done most of this bit and I think I'd started working down here. So I actually rolled this on the bars so I could get to the bottom part of this block. So I filled in all of these, I think the leaves, flowers, plant pot, taken the bottom border across, putting in some of the extra bits which will help me to place myself when I do the block underneath. Then come up this side and I thought I'd bring up this border which divides this block from this one, put the initials in it. So that is the bottom half of that block done. So this month is to repeat this bit this side. So it's kind of, I think it's an exact repeat. Bring up the heart border, that goes all the way to the top there, so I need to roll it back down on the scrolls to get this in. And there's some kind of diagonal stuff going on, so there's quite a bit left to do, but then that'll be that block finished. This section is made up of, it's 3 blocks really, so you've got this one, you've got the one with the lions and the initials, so I need to change those to my initials. I've got to work out how that's going to work. That's going to need some brain power. And then there's the alphabet block. Now, normally I'd say alphabets don't take a lot of time to do, but I think there's quite a bit backstitch in those. And I wanted to get onto a motif, that's why I came this side and I'm working the other way. Not the way I'd normally work. I've been bringing down this 2-stitch border as well. Yeah, this bit kind of just, the whole thing kind of comes down to this level, so I think that would be about halfway then, maybe. It's quite an easy way to do it because I can just do one block at a time. The next bit you got 2 big sections and lots of smaller sections around it, in between it. So hopefully I'll find a way to work it. I'll probably just concentrate on a block at a time. There is one with the date in it which will be left because I don't know when I'm going to get it finished. I want to do the date last. So that's where we are on that. I've got at least one more thing to show you. So I'll be back later before this gets made into a full update piece. See you later. Bye. Hello, and right, the final thing that I'm going to update with for this month, well for November. I finished this on the 29th, well finished the page, not quite finished. Finished the page. It was the last full page on Storytime by Gecko Rouge. The artist is Zazak Namu, but I think it goes by the name of Iruda Art now. So it was this page here, page 4. So got more of the silhouette of the girl in, and worked some more background and got to the ground that she's sitting on. So it's a really fun one to stitch this. Quite a lot of colour changes down here, but on the whole there's not a lot of confetti in this one. So got page 6 left to do, and there's 3 partial pages across the bottom. I think there's about 30 rows or 3 row blocks on the bottom, so not a lot to do now. This one is stitched on 18 count Ada because I didn't want it to be a really small picture. It's going to be a nice size by the time it's done, which hopefully shouldn't be too long. Early next year, I'm hoping. So yeah, I've been stitching her every 7 days at the end of the month after I finished the Santa owl, which is what I was doing to get him finished. It's quite a nice way to use up the time at the end of the month. So once this is done, I'll be doing Moon Sweet Moon in its place instead. Hopefully working 7 days, well 6 days, end up working 6 days on it. Working 6 days on her, I might be able to get some good progress on that next year as well. So there we go, that's it for now. By the time I'm back with my next update, we will be just starting the new year. So I hope you have a really good Christmas and holiday time, and make time for yourselves, remember. Get some time to get those needles out. It helps calm you down after a stressful day shopping. So I hope you get everything that you want for Christmas, and I'll see you at the end of the year. Bye bye.